Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of See Yourself Grow with Tina. I'm Tina Kalura, and for those of you who don't know me, I am the founder and CEO of the See Yourself and Your Business Grow coaching and consulting firm. I am a business growth consultant, a motivational speaker for kids, adults, and corporate, and I help people get out of their own way and into results in less than 90 days. I am a wife, I am a mom, and I try to be a boss at everything that I do. And here I am talking to you again for the third time this week. Today, we are talking about how being wealthy is more than just dollars and cents. And what is money intelligence? So, what does being wealthy mean to you? Is it about how much money you have in the bank, how many investments you have, how much money you make? Or could it be tied to how wealth is more than just about having money and not being able to stress over money or where it's coming from? Doesn't that sound amazing? So I did not understand my relationship with money until I started giving it the attention that it deserved. So just like anything else, like attracts like, money attracts more and more money. So in 2006, I attended a weekend seminar that changed my life and my relationship with money. It helped me get to the root cause of why I managed or mismanaged money, why I spent money the way that I did. And it taught me how to manage money and how to make my money work for me instead of the other way around. So, knowledge is power. When you know better, you do better. Am I right? All right. So we are the product of our environment. And we learn from the people around us, whether that's parents or extended family or the society that we are a part of. So parents learn from their parents, and so on, until someone stepped out of the environment and had a burning desire to learn more, do things differently, and take the plunge and be courageous to say, you know what, we haven't been doing things the right way. Let's try things the new way. So that is where the magic happens. That is when you take the plunge and you make the decision to do things differently. Does doing new things make you uncomfortable? Absolutely. Does it excite you? Possibly. Maybe it's a little bit of both, right? So, what is important is that your desire for change has to be greater than your fear to fail. I'm going to say that again. What is important is your desire to change has to be bigger than your fear to fail. And that goes for everything that you do. Anytime I host an event or publish an online course, I never know what is going to happen. I need to focus on what I have control over. And that is ensuring that I'm on top of all the online trends, coaching my team and my clients so that they are achieving the best results and making sure that we are all focusing on the right activities at the right time and talking to the right people. So on May the 2nd, I'll be hosting the next See Your Network Grow event. It is an online networking group. I created this group so that we can surround ourselves with like-minded people who are going to elevate us mentally, emotionally, physically. If you're looking to learn and grow and expand your reach, feel free to join us on May the 2nd. 12:30 p.m. I'll be putting the link in the comments, both on Facebook and LinkedIn, and I'll also include it on YouTube. And last week, for the first time ever, I ran a 5-day challenge on how to secure 50 leads in 5 days. The feedback I received was amazing. However, what I heard from the people who attended was, I have a lot going on. I'm super busy, and I wasn't able to get to everything. But the great thing is the way I set up the Facebook group, people can go in and explore at their leisure. Because I know life is busy, work is busy. And so I totally understand that. So what I'm thinking about doing next is running another lead generation masterclass on May the 8th to give everyone a taste of what my next offer is going to be. I'm going to be pulling the curtain back on how I use social media to acquire leads, how I get 5 to 10 people booked after a networking event, and how I use live interviews to draw in people, how I promote or how I plan, promote, and deliver online classes, and so much more. So if that sounds good to you, I want you to register for the free masterclass. That is going to be on May the 8th, and I'll be putting the links for all of that in the comments below. But today, I have the great pleasure of interviewing Francesca Ray. Now, Francesca is a certified financial planner who has been empowering women and their families to confidently become financially savvy and realize their true wealth, life balance over the past 20 years. She prides herself in listening intently to your own personal story, your challenges, your goals, while providing a collaborative, confident approach dedicated to creating wealth and estate planning for you and your family. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Francesca.
Mm, Hi,
Hello.
Tina. Thank
Hi.
you. So exciting. I loved everything
Absolutely.
you were saying just before I came on. It's so
You know,
lovely.
but it's the truth, Francesca. We don't know what we don't know, right? And
Absolutely.
and this is why we do what we do. And I don't know about you, but anytime I work with a financial advisor or if I work with a coach, it just elevates me that much faster, right?
Absolutely. We're always
So
learning and growing.
and as long as you're open to having that mindset, like the whole growth mindset, I think you'll be set you'll be setting yourself and your family up for success, right?
I loved when you said your desire has to be bigger than your fear. That
Absolutely.
is so true. And it's really relevant to what we're talking about today, too, because I've seen it and I hear it all the time from people.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
again, like there's so many ideas that we have in our mind from when we're young to our mid 20s to our 40s, and the difference between people who are successful is we act on it, right?
Absolutely.
We have something in our mind and we make decisions quick and we jump in not knowing what's going to happen, but at least
Yeah.
we're taking the plunge, right?
Well, and I think for myself in my journey over the last few years, it's really been stories or visions that I've been seeing for so long that I never listened to. And now I'm clear and aware that those are real things. Like that is really something that I want and desire. And now it's like, okay, what decisions am I going to take to get me there? And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And having the trust and faith that it's up to you to do it.
Yeah.
And to take those little baby steps, maybe not big leaps right now, but just little baby steps will really help you speed up that process.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, based on your experience, can you tell us more about how being wealthy is more than just dollar and cents?
Yeah, I always thought it was dollars and cents being in the business for so long because that's all we're trained to talk to people about. And my aha came after my separation and divorce about 4 years ago. And I will share later on that I have a master class that I created, and it's called Money Love Affair: How My Husband's Affair Was My Financial Awakening. And I say, yes, I'm a financial advisor and I had financial awakening because I realized that it's more than just dollars and cents. And in the masterclass, I walk through, there's three key pieces. One is money mindset. And I started this, work with a coach, and I went, what the heck is that? Like, I don't even know, right? So in these last few years of just learning more about what that means has just opened up my eyes to knowing that it is more than just money. I mean, I've heard so many people say it's like 80% of your success is mindset. And it's true, right? It's believing in yourself. It's listening to that little voice and
Absolutely.
intuition. It's the paradigms, those habits that we have that we don't really think about. We just do. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's not helping me with my success. And and thinking that we never have enough time or never have money. Those are illusions that we need to reframe and not having boundaries. That's again a whole, like all of these things I'm talking about, I've just
Yeah.
learned in the last number of years, thinking, wow, if I can get these things working right for
Come
me,
in not knowing what's going to happen.
then things are happening. Like you and I meet, right? Like I went to a networking meeting, and we just had an instant connection, and just following that and listening to that and coming live. I never did any lives before, and now here I am. So it's believing in what I can do, and knowing I have a purpose
Yeah.
to help other women is the starting point, I feel.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. And, again, the mindset, money mindset, having a strong mindset, habits, like boundaries. These are all, fundamentals. These are the fundamental skills that we need to develop just to acquire any type of level of success, whether that's financial success or business success or just growth in general, right? So
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So can you share with us some of your experiences on how you have helped your clients become financially savvy?
Yes. So I talk about money intelligence in my master class, and it's how I've been able to get people on that 10,000 or less feeling broke situation to having $1 million and knowing that they're going to be okay. And just recently, I was meeting with a single woman, and I was going over her investment portfolio, and it just hit me, and I went, "Oh my God, we have $1 million." She's like, "What?" I go, "Look, we have $1 million just sitting right in front of us." And she's like, "Oh my gosh." And I've been working with her since 2006. Single woman, three children, two are autistic. So this woman just is focused on what it is that she wants in her life. And we worked through this. We've coached her on what we need to do in her situation, her life. And I was like, "Oh my God, like, look at where we're at. This is so exciting." And like I said, it's not just about the money, right? It's building those habits and knowing that this is what she wants and how can I help her get there. It's so exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing. So congratulations to you and your client for achieving that level of success. It's just this is another key point right there. Knowing what you want, right? Being
Mhm.
clear on the mission and the vision and the steps that it's going to take to get you there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How many times have you had someone come into your office or into your space and said, help me because
Everybody,
I don't
everybody,
know, I don't know what I'm doing, right? What does that
everybody,
look like? Has that yeah, so tell me a little bit more about that.
everybody. Even people who say, well, we've been working with someone, haven't heard from them in a while, and this is what we have. I'm like, okay, great. And so we talk in depth about their life, their situation, what do they want? And, then we're seeing some gaps, right? So like, okay, here's the strategic plan. That's another piece of having money intelligence, having a strategic plan. This is what you've told me you want. And this is the idea or strategy that I'm suggesting. Let's do this. And they're like, great, we have a plan. We know exactly what we need to do. And then, it's recently on my Instagram, I've been talking about stories of clients I've been working with for 16, 18, 20 years, and
Mm.
just looking back on where they were and where, like now they've got fully funded education plans for their children, paid off mortgages, have money in the bank. We're talking about retirement. One couple wants to go to Italy and live there for a year after retirement. So it's like, this is great. Like I said, it's not just about investing. It's like, what do you want in your life and how can I help you get there? And here's the strategic plan we're going to put in place. And there's going to be road bumps along the way. I've had my own little road bump. And so like, yeah, just get back on again and let's just keep moving and changing the strategy that suits where you want to go. And that's one of the things I love about my job.
No, that's so good. And you know what? There you go. Another reason why it's so important to be passionate and be in love with what you're doing, right? Because it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we get to play all day.
Yes.
But it tell me a little bit more about money intelligence. What does that mean to you, or, to people who are listening? I know that sometimes, like, talking about money can be like a taboo topic that a lot of people don't want to get into. What are your thoughts on that? How
Mm.
can, like, maybe what are 3 tips that people can do now to build on their money intelligence as well?
Well, the money intelligence that I share in my masterclass is having 3 pieces, as I said before. So it's having the money mindset, it's having the strategic plan, and also learning and educating yourself about money. So, you can kind of pick one of those pieces to start with. But one thing that I could share, and I have shared before, is I think as people, we need to see
Okay. Like,
our
maybe what are
money as sorry, I got distracted there. See your money
good
as like
story
a business,
live, right?
running a business, right? So how can we set ourselves up to run it as a business and get really serious? Because we're serious about businesses, we're serious about our job, but we're not serious when it comes to our personal finances.
Yeah.
And so I give some strategies in my Instagram about how to be your own CFO, right? Like, let's sit down, make a money date. That's the first thing. I have it every Friday in my calendar, first thing, like first thing in the morning, but at a nice time in the morning when the kids are going to school, I can grab my second cup of coffee and I have a money date with myself. I look at, are there outstanding bills I haven't paid? Did I get paid? Where is it going to go? I have a whole nother topic about this profit first book that I'm implementing now with clients, setting myself up. Maybe it's goals. What do I want to do? What's coming down in the next quarter? Whatever that is, but set up a date, maybe weekly with yourself, quarterly with your partner, to talk about money, to start the conversations and start digging in a little bit deeper. And maybe setting up some savings accounts. So the second thing, like I'm working on, and tell clients, like, if you've got a vacation dream, set some money aside for that every time you get paid. If you're in business, put some profit away. Like 1% of your profit should go away into a profit account, a tax account. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's, HST is always an issue every time. So setting yourself up for success and making it automated, that's the right word, is another good strategy. And if you're not in business for yourself, then doing the same thing. I got a house account, a car account, an education funds all set up, my savings, my investments for, emergencies, like whatever it means to you, but start setting something up, even if it's $25. I really don't care. It's something. And before you know it, it's a lot. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. Right?
Yeah. It's back to your earlier point. Start small, baby steps, start creating the habit of saving, start creating that habit of putting the money away and being intentional about it
Mhm.
as well. I think
Mhm.
is because, again, with all the tapping that we're doing, people are not paying attention to where their money is going.
Let
Am I
me let me
right?
tell you, Tina, like I even ran into a situation where I had 2 Amazon Prime accounts and I was being charged by 2 different cards. And I was like, geez, I even got missed or got caught on that and I missed it. And how many
Yeah.
clients, like, it's everything is automated subscription, and it's stuff that maybe you haven't used for years. Um, and it's just that little time, right? We've got to carve the time out if you want things to happen in your life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Absolutely.
money is a starting point of it all, right? Like you need money to do those things that you want to do.
Yeah, yeah. I actually do an audit in November of all my subscriptions, like what I'm where are all these automated transactions, where's all this money going? And
Mhm.
so every November is when I sit down and I'm evaluating, because that's when I'm doing a look back and evaluating my successes and what's happened, what's worked, what hasn't worked. But I like your idea about sitting down once a week and quarterly with your spouse or your
Mm,
partner. I think that's awesome.
yeah,
Um,
it's
and
important.
how about the kids? How do we help the kids
Mm.
become financially savvy? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love it because, I'll go back, and we were, chatting about women, right? So why are women not confident in their money stories? One tip I'd like to share, because it blew my mind away,
Mhm.
It wasn't until 1974 that a woman was able to get a credit card, a loan, or a mortgage on her own, regardless of her marital status.
What?
1974. I was 3. And so that took me aback, and I thought, geez, like, it's, in my opinion, it's no wonder why maybe we haven't had great money habits or stories, because our lovely mother couldn't even do anything on her own at that time until 1974. And so maybe back in the past, it was like, yeah, you get married, have a good husband who provides for you. Well, that's different now, right? and
Yeah.
and so I think we need to step up and teach our kids good money skills, and sharpen ours to help them. So with my kids, my I didn't come out of school debt free. I had student debt, and my girlfriend had told me that her parents took half of everything she made. I was like, wow, if my parents had done that, I would not have all this student debt. So with my children, I do that. They get $20 from no and nonna because I'm Italian, and I take 10, they keep 10. And so we now have a system, and they know that. They're now almost 16 and 14, and I've been doing this forever, and I take half. And now we've got different accounts for them for different things, different, whether it's long term, now they're investing. That's kind of been fun.
That's
And
cool.
I think well, I hope they love it, but I think it's going to set them up long term for
I
sure.
love it. Yeah. And again, starting these conversations when they're young, helping them understand the value of money and,
Mm,
the activity of spending and saving, right?
mhm.
So, with my girls, they want toys. Mine are little still, right? So we go to the store. I'm like, okay, what's your budget? I'm like, what are you willing to spend? And so they're going around like, oh, I want this. I'm like, is that within your budget? And they're like, okay, how much is my budget? I'm like, your budget is $20. I'm like, oh no, that's over my budget. Well, just having those conversations at an
Absolutely.
early age, I think
Yes.
is so important.
Yes, I'm gonna share this one with you. I was pretty happy with myself. I had read a long time ago, like, even when you're in the grocery store, again, if your children are older, it may or may not work. Well, it probably would. Even in the grocery store, when my little ones were still in the, seats in the shopping cart, pull food out and just talk. And I did that. I'd be in the grocery store talking to my little guy. It's like 1 or 2. I'd be like, okay, there's this box of crackers. I know you like this, and I know you like this, but today, this one's la la la, and this one is this one. So I'm gonna buy this one for you because it'll give a few extra cents. I don't want to be coming in lack, but knowing that, or maybe to say, yes, I know you love this. We're gonna do this because we saved a little bit over here. But just talking to them, and
Yeah.
one old lady came up to me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, dear, it's so lovely to see that you're talking to your children about how to grocery shop or what to think about or look for." And I was like, oh, and that's one of the things, just have the conversations, like you just said, like, if you've got to buy something, let's talk about it. And what does it mean that you can't have takeout every night? But let's say we're going to do this 2 or 3 times a night, or whatever it is, right? Like, your family's going to be different, and
Yep. Yep.
just don't be afraid to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember, when I started on understanding my money journey, um, I was at that seminar with another family member, and he told me the same thing, Francesca. He's like, start small. He's like, set up, 1 to 3 accounts and be intentional with those accounts and start like $5, $10, like whatever the case is. And I walked away from that weekend having jars.
Yeah.
They taught us about the jar system, right? And it was just creating the habit of putting money into that jar. And so that's what I do with my kids. They have
Yes.
a spend jar and they have a save jar. And similar to what you were saying, like, okay, if you get $20 from grandma and grandpa, 10 should go here, 10 should go there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Another
very
thing that
cool.
I've also been open to, and this could be a really great tip too, is using cash.
Mhm.
There's a whole, profit first system that I'm working with, and the concept is taking cash for entertainment, food, and personal. So like hair, nails, whatever. And it's cash once a week that, you set up, that you take out, and that's all you spend. And it made me more intentional with what I wanted to do with my money. And it was quite interesting and eye-opening, because when I heard how much I was going to be spending, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. But sure enough, I've been able to manage. And then some weeks when I don't have my kids, I have this extra cash. And I was like, oh, cool. That's my Costco money for, next week when I go, or I gotta get contacts. And so it's been able to help me. And I know for other people, pay down some debt a little faster, save for my household expenses. I'm on my own. I have no one else to rely on for income. And it's really made me more aware of my habits and what I was spending my money on. And I really, truly believe, and it's different than a budget, right? So it's just flipping it around, looking at your expenses, but paying yourself first, and making sure you also have the money for your fixed expenses, and then spend what's left over. And that's the piece we've forgotten about. This was an old David Chilton, wealthy barber concept. And we're going back like probably 30 years now.
Yeah.
And, we forget about it. Simple, easy, but pays off in the long run.
Absolutely. We have a comment here from Satoko. She said, I wish my parents walked through step by step how to handle everyday spending. And I wish I knew what to tell my kids. I'm going to do what I heard with my grandkids if I were blessed to have them. Again, these that's why I love doing these conversations, Francesca, because you just don't know who needs to hear what, when, and they're taking away the how. How to implement, how to make changes, how to do things differently, right?
And you need someone like I don't want to get into a topic that might be a bit more of a fire, but like I hear how people say, oh, don't hire an advisor because it costs you money. I think that's baloney, because you need somebody to cut your hair. You're not going to do it yourself. You pay that person. You hire a dentist to clean your teeth. You pay them. You hire someone to help you with your money. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't understand why. I'm getting fired up. Why it's such an issue, right?
Good. That's good.
And it's not just about money, right? Like I have a client, she's like, oh my gosh, Francesca, like you inspire me to do this, that, and the other thing. It's nothing to do with money. I'm just, she's now seeing like I'm an empty nester, and I need to get out and do these things. And I see you doing them on your own. And I think that's amazing. And so, we have a relationship together. It's not just, I take her money and invest it and that's it. It's not what they do.
No. And like I said, on the early part of our talk, anytime I've worked with an advisor, worked with a coach, I've elevated myself so much faster. You always have to look at, is the investment, worth the return on investment, right? So short-term pain, long-term gain, right?
Absolutely.
If you go in with that mindset, and you're the money mindset person, what I don't know, right? So this is why it's so important to follow and engage with professionals like yourself.
Yeah. And my next iteration is going to be helping financial advisors also see that it's more than just dollars and cents. Like we really need to listen to their clients and do what's best for them, and try and elevate them too. Right. And so, that's going to be something probably around the corner.
Love it. I love it. So Francesca, do you have anything coming up that we can help promote for you?
Thank you, Tina. I have my masterclass coming up April 23rd. So Tuesday coming up, 12 Eastern Standard Time. Again, money, love affair, how my husband's affair was my financial awakening. And I talk about the money intelligence piece a little bit more in detail. And so Zoom, link would be at francescaray.com. You register there. And I have also a free workbook that's available where you can download that. So once you register for the masterclass, you'll get the link for the workbook, which is talking about your money stories, right? So what do we tell ourselves about money? And that exercise was interesting for me too. And I still hear myself saying things like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. That's an old story, right? And it's really changed my life and my perspective and where
Wow.
I want to go. So I think if you at least register for the masterclass, you'll get the download for the Your Mind Your Money workbook.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to be putting the links to register in Facebook, in the comments in Facebook and in LinkedIn, and I'm going to share it on YouTube as well for those followers. So is that the best way to get in touch with you, Francesca? Is it through your website, or are there other
They
avenues that
can
people can
also
follow you?
email me, Instagram. We can give you all those links, and even just a phone call. Like you can book a 15-minute discovery call just to chat. Like ask me a question. I'm fine with that. Call me 15 minutes, and we'll just go from there. I'm open to helping all women just be successful. That's really my purpose. So we'll give you all the links in the notes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so
Mhm.
much, Francesca.
Thank you,
This was
Tina.
so good.
Mhm.
So much great information, and I absolutely love what you do and what you've done for your clients. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, for sure. Okay, take care, Francesca.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so there you have it, everyone. Please take advantage of Francesca's offer. So register, even if you can't attend the masterclass, you'll get the free download. I mean, it's free. That's why I love doing this. I love bringing other coaches, consultants, small business owners to your attention so that you can continue to learn and grow. So, if you have a story, if you have something that you are passionate about and you would like a platform to promote what you got going on, feel free to private message me, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or on YouTube, and I will be happy to see you and your business grow. So that's all for today, folks. And we'll talk to you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.